Well, welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League with our Saturday Championship running. Sorry, I forgot where I was then and who I am. Who am I? I don't know. But yes, we are with the Ultimate Racing League and we're with the Saturday Championship. This is the final round of this championship. What a great championship it's been as well. We've just watched race one and Wayne G took quite a convincing win in the end after a bit of shenanigans taking place between Fitzy and Osman, which altered podium positions for them, and Stormfly benefiting from it. So we're on to race two. We're in Italy. We're at the Autodromo Lago Maggiore. Apologies for my pronunciations there. We're on the full track. It is fictional. Just over 3.5 miles and 17 turns. So a great track. Wish it was a real one, but unfortunately it's not. It is fictional. But nevertheless, we're in for some great racing. So we'll have a look down the grid. It looks like a reverse grid as well. So Ninky now on pole position with Pete in second. Brian Moncani is third. So looking forward to seeing what he can do in that. I think it's a Z4. Didn't have a great race in race one. So maybe just getting a feel for the car. So yeah, hoping for good stuff from Brian on soft tyres. Starting in third. Phaser is fourth on the grid. Unforgiven is fifth. Rufus sixth. Brian the Mechanic is seventh. Silly Shot eighth. Derg is ninth. Fitzy is 10th. Osman 11th. Stormfly 12th. Wayne G is 13th. And we've had a late comer. And it is Inky has joined the party. And so Inky starts at the back. It looks like he's in the Supra. Yeah, great. We've got 14 on the grid now. So we will get this race underway. So we're just going to wait for the klaxon to start. So Ninky on the soft tyres is going to get us started. So it looks like we've got the two Porsches out in front. For how long though? As we head down towards turn one. Everybody looks like they got through there nice and safe into turn two. Tricky start to this race really, as Osman and Fitzy almost go side by side already. Stormfly getting involved as well, so a bit of hustle and bustle there. Wayne G trying to get that great big fat Audi past these guys, but there's not a lot of room for Wayne G at the minute as he goes side by side with Stormfly as they go down the hill towards turn 5. Wayne G on the inside. Stormfly though just got his nose ahead and yeah, just goes in front of Wayne G to stop that move happening, but Wayne G is staying at it. He's still trying to get up the inside, although Stormfly has just got the advantage as they go into the S section, but these two starting as they mean to go on. Inky wants to get involved as well. He's now up to 12th in that Super. Very quick and a straight line is the Super. A bit of a handful through some of the turns, but it has got a good top speed, and you can see Inky sort of twitching this way and that, trying to find a way past that great big fat ass of a Audi, and that's probably why Wayne G's picked it, because he's not letting anybody through. Oh, as Fitzy goes off onto the gravel, that's going to cost him a few places. And it has. He's now down to 12th and coming under attack from Derg in 13th. Brian the Mechanic, unfortunately, all the way down in 14th. Oh, what's happened to Brian the Mechanic? Well, this was almost at the start, wasn't it? In fact, it was the start. Oh, that's unlucky for Brian. So we'll shoot forward. Well, that really is unlucky. They're right at the start. That is not the start he wanted. He's on the medium tyres as well, so big catch-up job for Brian the Mechanic. Out in front though, we've missed it all. The action. Brian Moncani has managed to get himself in front in that Z4. So now let's see what he can do. He is on the soft tyres. He's got Unforgiven chasing him down, also on the soft tyres. So it is the BMW against the GTR. It is Brian Moncani against Unforgiven. As we come up towards turn 14, very close to finishing the first lap, as Unforgiven really puts the pressure on and the bin men decide to turn up. So apologies if you can hear them bashing the bins about outside. So Unforgiven really putting the pressure on. Then through turn 17, he's going to try and get into the slipstream of Brian Moncani. Let's just stick with these as they head down towards turn 1. Brian goes defensive. tries to hold that inside line, then comes back onto the racing line. What's the cameraman doing? Come on, keep up. Unforgiven cannot find a way through, so good driving from Brian Mulcahy, good defending there as they go through this tricky start to the lap. Rufus has made his way up into third, so he's looking okay at the minute, not under a massive amount of pressure from Silly Shot, who is, well, he's not that far behind, but not enough to upset Rufus at the minute. Stormfly in 5th. Now then, Inky has made his way all the way up into 6th, and he's putting some pressure on Stormfly. In fact, let's jump on board with Inky. Stormfly carrying a half a second penalty. Silly Shot just up ahead. Oh, and Osman practically pushing us along. So this is where the Super's going to come into its own when they get through this section. So as they go through 6, 7 and 8, and then into 9 and 10 onto the straight, Inky will be looking for a fantastic exit out of turn 10, which is just coming up now. So Inky can get his foot down, and this is where the Super comes into its own. It's got a good top end, but Osman right in the slipstream and not letting Inky get away, although the Genesis is pretty quick in a straight line as well, especially when you've got the Welsh Wizard with a wheel behind it. And Osman, look, right alongside Inky holding that inside line, but Osman knows what he's doing. Look, he's all over him, isn't he? Osman looking for a way past as we go into turn 14. What's happening here? The cameraman's all over the place, and Osman's got the job done. So fantastic move from Osman up into 5th, Inky down into 6th, but even so, a great start for Inky. Started in 14th and he's already up to 6th, and we're only on lap 2. Great racing from him. Stormfly down in 7th, having served that penalty. He's got Fitzy and Wayne G all over him. Fitzy trying to get on the inside of Stormfly as going to turn 1 and 2. Wayne G just sitting there as well. He's trying to get by. He's just got his elbows out. Oh, there was definitely a touch, and Fitzy has gone round. Wow, where's my cursor gone? There it is. We will have a look at that again. And it was Wayne G trying to find a way past Fitzy. He saw a bit of an opening there and thought he'd go for it. Fitzy, I don't think Fitzy realised he was there, and as he come round, the two had to come in together. Fitzy pushed sideways back onto the track. Wayne G waits for him, but in the meantime there's been a whole stream of cars going through. So Ninky's gone through, Dirk's gone through. So now Wayne G and Fitzy got it all to do again. Brian the Mechanic, he's made his way up into 12th. So he's done a good job actually of catching up as Brian the Mechanic. So he really is putting the laps in. Phaser down in 13th with Pete in 14th. So back up to the top then, and well, this battle really is raging now. Oh, it's Unforgiven goes off. He goes off for exploring as the exit turn 10. Brian Mulcahy's still out in front, fighting Unforgiven off. Unforgiven desperate to get in front of Brian Mulcahy, but pushing too hard, and well, he's lucky he didn't get a penalty actually. He went that far off the track, but still sitting in second. These two starting to open up a bit of a lead now, back to Rufus and the rest of the field. We'll just have a look at Rufus, because Unforgiven has just got a bit of catching up to do. Rufus, he's stuck in a no man's land really, isn't he? The gap in front is just a bit too much for him to catch up, but if he looks behind him, he's got Osman chasing him down. That very colourful Genesis, fantastic livery actually, that Genesis. If Osman did that himself, well done to you, sir. I do love it. But Osman is definitely on the prowl, and Rufus is firmly in his sights. Inky in 5th, started 14th, remember, and this is his first race. He missed the first one. Maybe they're having trouble getting that Supra ready to get onto the track, but we're glad he's here. So Inky moves into 5th. Silly Shot in 6th, but Stormfly fancies a bit of that. Stormfly down the hill on the inside towards turn 5. It looks like Stormfly is going to get this move done, although Silly Shot trying his best to stay with him, and he is all the way around the outside. Looking at the cutback, Stormfly going a bit wide, but no, gets the job done. Good effort from Silly Shot though to try and fend off the Flying Dutchman, although that is one hell of an ask to try and keep that guy behind you. But Silly Shot really having a good go at him, and maybe even thinking about making a move himself now as we get onto this straight 800 meter dash down towards turn 11. And Silly Shot is definitely in the slipstream, practically pushing Stormfly along. Stormfly goes defensive, takes the inside line. Silly Shot goes around the outside, and what a fantastic move from Silly Shot if he can make it stick. Couldn't quite hold on to it. Stormfly's still there, but Silly Shot is not giving this one up, is he? He is still pushing Stormfly. It is the BMW against the McLaren, and we're just going to stay with these just for another couple of turns because Silly Shot is absolutely determined to get that 6th place back. As we come around the final few turns to finish off lap 4, and it does look like Stormfly's just slightly opened up a bit of a gap back to Silly Shot, but Silly Shot is going to keep going. Stormfly there, well, he was worried, wasn't he, for a corner or two, but now he can concentrate on trying to catch up to the back of Inky. Great racing from those two. Dirk sitting in 8th in the Subaru, with Fitzy in 9th, Ninky in 10th now, Wayne G down in 11th, and we're on lap 5 with, we've just gone over the 8-minute mark, so I really expected Wayne G to be a little bit further up the field than this, as he goes by Ninky and takes 10th, Ninky down to 11th, Phaser in 12th, Brian the Mechanic, oh, he's dropped down to 13th, with Pete in 14th. Fastest lap at the minute is Osman. He's currently in 3rd position, but he's got a 155.8, so he is the fastest man out on track at the minute. He's on a mission to catch up to the back of Brian Moncani, who's now dropped down to 2nd as Unforgiven takes the lead. So apologies we missed that, but Unforgiven has got himself in front of Brian Moncani, and he's also opened up a bit of a gap now. Whether Brian had a penalty or a bit of an issue, I don't know, but the gap is definitely opening up, and he's got a couple of, well, more than a couple of car lengths gap, I think, between the two of them. So Brian Moncani is really going to have to push hard to get back up to Unforgiven, then get into the slipstream. Let's have a look at the tyres. So Unforgiven is on the softs, Brian on the softs, he will be for the last race as well. Osman also on the softs, in fact most people are. Rufus has gone for the medium, so he's saving the softs for the last race. Stormfly also on the medium, Silly Shot, Derg, so it's a bit of a mixed bag really. Derg's on the mediums, he's saving the softs for the last race as Fitzy pushes his way through, legally obviously, but Fitzy now up into 8th, Derg in 9th, Wayne G still down in 10th. Maybe this is a tactical ploy, because I'm not sure what the grid lineup will be for race 3, but I think, well, it's not very tactical then, is it? Because I think it is where you finish race 2, so Wayne G could find himself starting all the way down in the back again. So our race 1 winner really struggling in race 2, and he's going to be on the medium tyres as well for race 3, so the prospects don't look good for Wayne G, do they? Phaser in 11th with Brian the Mechanic, and Ninky not that far behind him, and then poor old Pete. Well, look at the state of the front of that car. He's had a few scrapes with the barrier, hasn't he, as Pete. And the guys in the body shop, I'm sure, will have a few words to say to him when he gets back in there. But back up to the top then, and Unforgiven with 4 minutes to go is out in front, and well, he's looking comfortable at the minute. Where is Brian Moncani? There he is. He's coming under attack from Osman, so Osman made the move at turn 11, couldn't quite make it stick, but he is right on the back of Brian Moncani. Will jump on board with Osman as he tries desperately to find a way past that BMW. Has a look up the inside, tighter line, and well, that was quite an easy move in the end, wasn't it? It's almost like Brian moved over and let him through. So Osman now up into second with Brian McCartney chasing him down. Maybe that Z4 just not got the pace or the grip that these other cars around him have got. So Osman now up into second. Let's have a look at the time. He's got 3 minutes if he wants to catch up with Unforgiven and take the win. Brian Moncani then is just going to be doing everything he can to hold on to a podium spot. Inky in fourth and getting closer. So we've got what we've got. We've got at least another lap after this one, I think. So Inky fancies his chances, doesn't he, of getting on the podium. Rufus in fifth. We can't write him off either. And especially Stormfly in sixth, so there is a lot of contenders for a podium yet, all the way down to sixth, although there is quite a gap between Inky and Rufus. So I think, to be honest, the podium spots, Inky's more likely, unless Brian can hold him off. As we come to the 13th minute, so 2 minutes to go, so there will be a lap after this one, so Brian Moncani has got a bit of defending to do for at least one more lap. Unforgiven looking comfortable now, quite a gap, although I can't work it out whether Osman's catching him or not, but Osman really is pushing. Wayne G with the fastest lap now, 1:55.3, but poor old Wayne G is down in 10th. He's having his own private little war with Derg at the minute. Derg down in 9th in the Subaru. So, and Wayne G got by Derg. Made that look quite easy, didn't he? Actually. So Wayne G up to 9th. We do need to go up to the leaders and see what's happening. As we see Brian Moncani, well, Inky right on top of Brian Moncani now as they start their last lap. We are into just coming up to the 14th minute, so this is going to be the last lap for everybody. Brian Moncani doing everything he can to hold on to that third podium spot. Unforgiven pretty much got this one sewn up. Osman in second. It's maybe just a bit too late for him to do anything. A mistake from Unforgiven though would let him in. This could be a great finish. Unforgiven just has to keep it facing the right way and on the tarmac to claim the win. Osman just running out of track, really. He is getting closer with every turn, I think, but as I said, I think he's just going to run out of track. Brian Moncani in third, Inky in fourth. Inky desperate to take that third position away from Brian Moncani. We're just going to stay with these guys to see what's going to happen as they take the final few turns. Unforgiven then down towards turn 11, just trying to keep it nice and tight. Don't want to go drifting out there into the gravel. Nice and safe. Brian Moncani just about holding on to third. Inky all over him, still putting the pressure on. Brian just soaking it up. It's almost like he's not bothered who's behind him. As we follow Unforgiven around turn 14 and 15. Then the left-hander of turn 16 as we start down the hill into the final turn. A great race from Unforgiven. He will be pleased with this. A great win. So well done to Unforgiven for that. Osman gets second. Brian Moncani holds on to the end to take the third podium spot. Inky gets fourth. Stormfly comes in fifth. Then we've got Rufus. Fitzy in seventh. Silly Shot eighth. Wayne G down in ninth. Derg across the line in 10th, but carrying a 1 second penalty. Phaser in 11th. Ninky and Brian the mechanic battling it out for 12th and 13th. I think Ninky's just going to get there. He is just ahead of Brian the mechanic in 13th and Pete around the final turn to cross the line in 14th. Well, that was race 2. If you enjoy these races, please remember to hit the like button. I shall be back within a few minutes with race 3. If I can find the right button to press. There we go.